Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, you know where we're starting. And Ike, I know you've been really, really high on Kenny Pickett from what you've seen in the preseason. If it's up to you, we're giving you the keys to the Cadillac this morning, my man. Who you starting week 1 for the Steelers?
Man, just watching the third game, you got to go with Mitch Trubisky. And the reason why you want to go with Mitch is, he do have the experience. I'm talking about my personal opinion. He do have the experience on the NFL. He didn't do anything to lose that job. Between the three, Mason, Mitch, and Kenny, all of them played well, so you really can't say nothing about the three. I think this is probably the most competitive quarterback situation I've ever seen, just out of 3 quarterbacks, and all of them played well, as a matter of fact. But Mitch right now, Mitch just looks he looks different. He looks good. And I used to always say sometimes the grass ain't greener, but for Mitch Trubisky, the grass is greener from him just from coming from Chicago, being the backup with the Buffalo Bills, now possibly being the Pittsburgh Steelers starter for the opening game. So, but I'll go with Mitch. Mitch just showed me everything. And the reason why I'd rather go with Mitch and see what Mitch can do than plug in the young boy, him go through everything he needs to go through, then bring Mitch back. So once you go with the young boy, you just riding out with Mitch. You just riding out with Kenny. So I'd rather just see what Mitch can do because Mitch haven't showed me I shouldn't start him, And Kenny Pickett, my personal opinion, he's right on Mitch Trubisky's heels. It's just because he's calm and he's cool and he's not – his demeanor isn't acting like a rookie. He acts, he moves, he thinks, he plays way more mature than what the rookie says, But I'm gonna rock with Mitch right now. But between the three, Mason, Kenny, and Mitch, it's been a heck of a battle.
Could not agree with you more, Ike. I thought you were going to go with Pickett because I know, and we've talked about this, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field. He does look comfortable. Right. It's the preseason. Again, I go back to the analogy our guy Damashek makes. It's almost like a war reenactment, but he looked very, very comfortable in the 3 preseason games. And when you go 29-36, I don't care if it's preseason. I don't care if that's a scrimmage. Kenny Pickett looked awfully good. 3 touchdown passes, no interceptions. Again, he looked very comfortable. Trubisky, 24 of 34, 283 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I think about it from this standpoint. I know the Detroit Lions aren't expected to be a playoff team, but you score 16 points in the first half, and if you convert some of those field goals into touchdowns, the game wasn't even close in the first half when the starters were playing, Ike. So I liked what I saw from the Steelers, and this offense might be even better than I thought it would be early on in the season. Here's why I would also start Trubisky, though. First 6 games, Bengals, Patriots, on the road at prime time against the Browns, Jets, Bills, Buccaneers. Steelers are going to be underdogs, at least from the outset of the season, at least 4 of those games, maybe 5. Because even the game against the Browns won't have Deshaun Watson, but they are at home. So see where you're at. Start Trubisky after the first 4 games. And Ike, I'm going to steal the line that you always tell me about how the Steelers evaluate play. See where you're at after the first quarter of the season. See where you're at after 4 games, starting with Trubisky, get a 4-game sample size, evaluate from there. Get another 2 to 3 to 4 game sample size, evaluate from there. Go by quarters. But especially with the struggles of the offensive line, Ike, and let me pull up the rushing yard totals. At least in the first half, 28 rushing yards for the Steelers. I want Trubisky back there because at least if more of the burden is going to fall on the quarterback position, you do that with a veteran quarterback versus with a rookie in Kenny Pickett. That is one thing where I'm looking at on the outset of the season is the Steelers have to try to get right to establish the ground game and try to get that going to make things easier for whoever is under center at quarterback.
Yeah, Mark, but I think just in general, we can't forget that he did play 4 years in college. It's the reason why he's playing. He's just as mobile as Mitch Trubisky. Well, like I say, it's 1A, 1B if I'm looking at it between Mitch and Kenny. And we're not talking about Mason. Mason had a heck of a preseason as well. But that's just how this business is going between Mitch and Kenny. But yeah, the offensive line, they'll tighten up. I think the offensive line will tighten up. Yeah, it's the.
Bless you, Ike.
I think I got.
We got a double here. I'm keeping tally over here in my studios, Ike, and I'll fill while you collect yourself here for just a second. Rudolph has played well, and I'll put this PSA out there, Ike. If any NFL team wants Mason Rudolph, because I understand he might be the third stringer now, if Pickett wins that backup role, which is really what I'm looking at, that's a huge feat for the rookie. If you want Mason Rudolph, make the Steelers a fair offer. And I'm talking not just a 4th or 5th round pick, make a higher draft pick, because otherwise Steelers should keep him under roster, because I look at it from this standpoint. From injuries, they're paying Trubisky, Pickett, and Rudolph less than what a lot of teams are paying their elite level starters. So I'm not saying Mason Rudolph's going to be your quarterback of the future, but if you would need him to fill for a game or two, he's capable of doing that. And I think you've stopped sneezing now, Ike.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm good. Allergies are horrible.
It's that time of year, Ike. The fall's rolling around. It's that time of year, and I know in Orlando as well, that's something you'll be dealing with. Again, Trubisky and the Steelers, starters playing in the first half, 16 points on the board. I think it could have been a lot more than that. Pickett only got 3 in the action that he saw against the Lions on Sunday as well. You stole my thought. I think all 3 quarterbacks have played well, which is encouraging, considering you've got to figure out. It's a little bit different trying to figure out who's going to be the quarterback after 18 years of number 7, Ben Roethlisberger as well. Anything else with the quarterbacks you want to discuss, Ike? Because I had a few other observations from the game.
No, it's just, Pittsburgh in a good situation. They have good problems, between them 3 quarterbacks. All 3 of them played well. All 3 of them competing, and all 3 of them like each other. And that's tough. They all know the situation, and that quarterback room is a very respectable room. So that's what I do love. All of them acting like and they playing like professionals, and you couldn't ask for anything else.
So you would start Trubisky. Do you think Trubisky is ultimately the guy who will be under center week 1?
My personal opinion, yes.
Okay. We'll see what happens. And I think it's going to be Trubisky. We'll see. And again, I know everyone's really, really excited with Pickett. My question for you, Ike, would then be this. If Trubisky is the week 1 starter, how soon do you think it could be to where we end up seeing Pickett on the field? Because the date that I have circled on my calendar is, I Bleav it's the week 10 game against the Saints. I Bleav that is November the 13th. It is November the 13th, week 10 against the Saints following the bye. That's kind of like the over-under I have set, but how soon do you think Pickett could get on the field as quarterback and actually start a game for the Steelers?
The season will determine that. There's no timetable. I mean, Mitch Trubisky, if he's the starter and they looking at 4-1 or 5-2, why would I want to mess that up? So I'm just, and this is just my personal opinion. I'm just saying that, it's that Jimmy Garoppolo Trey Lance situation. So either Mitchell Trubisky is going to ride it out and do very well during the season. I don't think they'll switch quarterbacks, my personal opinion. I don't think they'll switch quarterbacks throughout the season if one quarterback is being successful or have a few games. But, yeah, I think if Kenny Pickett doesn't start this year, next year for sure, it's already in the books. That's just my personal opinion. I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to Garoppolo and Trey Lance that thing if it doesn't happen ASAP, if Kenny doesn't play ASAP.
All right, Ike, I think I've got one more question for you about the quarterback battle, because this is something I would do. Would you put Pickett ahead of Mason Rudolph on the depth chart for the backup role?
Ooh. That's a business decision on Coach T. That's a loaded question, Mark.
Yeah.
Because Mason hasn't played bad to be. Pittsburgh just got some good problems with that quarterback room. Because Mason been balling. Kenny been balling. It's just Kenny a rookie, man, and you got to throw that rookie. I think right now we got to just throw the rookie out the window. People forget that 4 years. We haven't seen really a 4-year starter in college coming to NFL lately. You know, everybody's been transferred, so there've been 2, maybe 3. You know, this man is a seasoned rookie, so that's why he's playing the way he's playing.
A seasoned rookie. I like that oxymoron, Ike.